Back on an air source job. Air source is going up here, 12 kilowatt system. Lads have been here yesterday, starting to hang all the radiators. I think there's 8 downstairs, 8 upstairs. This is quite a big office space, and they're 110 kilos each. And the delivery driver's just turned up with another 8, so I'm gonna hide in the van and drink coffee while they struggle. All of these to come out. So lads have been here, put the cylinder in, remove the urinal. This is all getting boxed in. And they've already mounted all this lot. That fan is super annoying, so sorry about that. Electrics and everything's going here. We're having a bit of trunking all the way up, and then trunking in a U shape again for all the controls and the Hager board. Supply is going to go down through the wall into here, along that back bit, through there, and then all the fuse boards here. But that is the other side where the soil stack was. We've got loads of fuse boards, but there's a Schneider Acti9, so I'll get a 40 amp MCB in that. HO7 coming out across through only about 7 meters just to feed that DB. Got some of my tools in, combi, impact. Got the Armeg bits. There's a lot of these walls are absolute massive ones. I don't know the technical specs of them because I'm not a plumber. Route from the distribution board for the air source heat pump is going to go up with those pipes. One of those is the flow and return to go to the air source, so it's going up, back this way I believe, popping a few of these tiles up, and then it's going all the way along, and then the air source itself is going on the outside here. It is a concrete ceiling, so we're going to be fixing into that and obviously making sure it's fire rated, supported for the electrical HO7 cable, as technically that is like a fire escape. And if the wire is coming up around here, then obviously that could drop on a fire escape. And if I'm doing it, I may as well just do it with metal fire rated clips. Come on lads, this way. Come on, chop chop. You only got to go up 20 stairs now. I would help, but you know, I'm filming. Just drilled through this massive long bit as I couldn't get close enough with the SDS, so you can see it just gone through with the soil stack above. And then if I take you around, I'm about smashing this long drop bit and everything. You see where it's come through, just above, and then probably a bit trunking on that back wall, or just clip behind, and it's going to go through in that corner there. That's that bit through. It's blown out a bit, but I'm restricted with space. I literally can't drill it from this side. I've got to drill it from the other side. And there's 2 big chunky cables, 3-phase cables in the way. So there's not a lot you can do, which ultimately, a bit of filler and that around that, and a bit of trunking, you won't even know it. Obviously at the minute it doesn't look the best, but it's one of them, part of an ongoing project, eh? The reason I'm drilling this through in that corner, they're the big cables I'm on about are in the way now, is because they're stacking these up here. So obviously I don't want to be trapped as such, because they're bringing these all in off the delivery. This is the 12 kilowatt unit, same as the 10 pretty much on the outside. Obviously I need to get that out of there, that's the interface, and then I just need to find the mic connect and everything else. Sorry about the fan, there's nothing I can do. I've tried to isolate it, but when you isolate it, it turns off the light. Oh, it's not actually that bad. Why didn't I do that to start with? Supply cable in, there's plenty here to be looped in the bottom of the trunking up to around about here. Going to be using these D-line fire rated clips. I might use these in the ceiling void to be fair as well, because they're obviously metal fire rated and they just snap over the cable. Cables up for the supply, trunking down. Going to put some D-lines in that. The trunking all sticky backed on, ready to go. Just going to use the Armeg impact bit, drill through, put some red plugs in and put the D-line clips in this trunking. Fire rated clips in, D-line, good to go. All the controls are going to get mounted in a second, but I've worked on my steps here, so I want to wire the immersion, get the sensor wire in, put some sticky tabs on, get them cable tied round and cable tied up the back of these pipes into my trunking. Do 2 tiny little holes in the bottom there, so they just come in nice. Little lunch break, town centre is across the road, so I've gone for a Pepe's, and I've had peri-peri, loaded fries, chicken, bit of garlic mayo and a Pepsi. Just walking back to the van now. Just walking back to the work truck now. Gonna have a little sit down. Oh, I wish. Back to the van. Absolutely fire lunch. Got a bit of crispy onions on there. Got some garlic mayo to go with it. Banging. Right, quickly eat this. 20-minute quick lunch break, and then let's get back in there. I've wired up the immersion and I've done the sensor. I've cut the 3-port to the right size and I've just started extending that across. So my plan is running all the wires and then start wiring up everything. I've held up everything, marked it on the wall with pencil marks, and obviously red plugged where I need to fix everything back. Done all the holes in the trunking all the way along. Now I need to clean up this mess. I'm waiting for the My Connect and the other one. I can't remember what it's called. I'm waiting for that other one to come as well, so I can mount those two there and there, stacked on top of each other. So you'll have fuse board, double socket, fuse spur, interface, My Connect, and the other one. I can't remember what it's called. And there, pretty much done. Gonna round it up for the day, but that's the board all pretty much done. Just got to put the air source circuit in, which is just going to come in and get wired into there, and put the buzz cable into that and then wire it into there, and then that's all of that lot done wiring wise. Obviously just a few tests to do. Just gonna have a bit of a tidy up on here, give this a wipe. Day 2, back here, set up my work mats. I forgot to record some little bits this morning, but I've already popped the tiles, so they've had that rung up for their pipes. I've just pushed this little rung to stay away from them, and obviously I don't want to be, I've got to support mine a bit more than them, and obviously all that's in the way, so it just made sense to run the pipes here, well, run the cables here where you can actually get to. And then they've already drilled through there. Ignore that last hole. We're going to be going through right over the way here, 500 away from the unit. So the unit is going to be like there, going straight up. Well, the edge of the unit is about here, and then 500 away, which is like right on this edge. That's where the isolator is going to go. First little job, I've popped the tiles, ran in the HO7 and the buzz cable all the way along, and then I'm going to be cleaning them, obviously going through separate holes, and then and then we're back in the aeroplane, that horrible fan. I've already done this and put all this ceiling back together, but it's fire rated clipped there, there, and there, nice and tight. Not laying on this, but there's already cables laying all over this, data and all sorts of people that have been bodging in the past. I've put all the tiles back in, so I've got no responsibility. I'm going to put all the trunking lids on, everything's fire rated clipped. It's not a fire escape in here, but it's just if you're doing it, you may as well just do it right. So yeah, buzz cables here. That stripped HO7 is the supply to the air source, so they're the last 2 cables to wire in, put the trunking lids on, test, and that's that done. Out here, we've got the unit itself is going to go directly above, like there. That was a great drawing, that was. And then as long as the edge of the unit will probably be about there. So if I'm 500 away, I'll bring my cables through here and put the isolator just up there. And then that's 500 to the side. We had a bit of an and a bit of a discussion of whether or not it's allowed. The plumbers were under the impression that it had to go above, which it doesn't. Yeah, as long as it's out of the protective zone as such, and on this particular scenario, the way it's mounted 3 meters in the air, wall hung at a raised position, as long as it's 500 to the side, which that's going to be well more than 500, it's going to be more like 700, then that's fine. Work mats catching all the bits of dust where I've drilled the concrete. It's all clipped back, they're just dangling up there, you can see, clipped back all the way around, penny washed, fire rated. Floor's all protected. We'll obviously give it a little bit of a hoover up afterwards, but obviously the lads are still here, they've still got some radiators hanging and stuff. So once that's clipped all back, now I'm going to go on the outside, confirm my measurements of 500 and drill out for the main cable to go out, and then I'm probably going to try and sneak the buzz cable through those pipes, or just drill another little hole above it in the mortar. That's the rotary isolator all on. Put some cable tie bases on that, so that'll be 500 away from the unit. Penny washer spaced off so the plastic can get pulled in nice and secure, and looped up with the buzz cable, and obviously the load side of the isolator ready to get wired into the unit. I've not put any more cleats rather than putting them in the way for the lads. Just left it as is for like that, and then the unit's going literally right there, so it's just going to loop straight into the bottom of the unit. So all the tiles back in, that all wired in and tested. Just stuck a brother label printer on that. Not a lot you can do here, obviously just swooped in, clipped it, supported it where I can, but obviously left a bit of slack, so if you ever need to take that off you can. And it's just supported all the way along where it comes in down there. Just stepping back into my Chicago long haul flight, as it sounds. That's it all done, but just need to sticker everything up and do the last few final tests. Just come on to getting my ZE at this DB now. Done all my IRs and R102s and all that. So yeah, not looking too shabby at all, considering the circumstances. I quite enjoyed this one, which is always good. It's going to look good once it's labelled in a minute. And I'll put this 3 amp fuse in before I forget. All done, rounds off this project, nicely labelled on everything. Bit of sealant or caulking. Oh god, I won't show you all there, it's flickered like mad. And I won't come too close because it sounds like I'm in an aeroplane. But yeah, you get the gist. Nice, neat, labelled, bish bash bosh. Gonna leave. Still really like these. Little John hates me putting these on, especially before he's took his photos, but it just finishes it off nicely, I think. Those little stickers just saying that who's carried out the works, and obviously fitting the Vaillant gear. We're not affiliated with them at all. Well, I'm definitely not. I don't think PlumbGas are. Would be quite nice to do some bits with them, maybe like a factory tour, or just show how all this stuff's made. So yeah, if you're thinking about that, or you think that would be a cool video, then get in Vaillant's DMs and tell them to drop me a message. Over here, everything gets labelled. So we've got 3-port valve that gets wired up in the new Wago box / Connex boxes. Down here, everything gets cable tied nicely. Temperature sensor goes in there. Immersion gets wired behind that, and it's got a label on.